What is up, everybody? I am your legendary commander, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved. Today, we're going to talk about the legendary Stego. What's so legendary about it? Because it fought T-Rexes? Actually, that's wrong. It never fought T-Rexes. That's right. They lived in two different eras. So what makes the Stego so legendary? Well, right off the bat, we're going to go right on into it. It's a great turret soaker. That's what makes the Stego so legendary. But it wasn't always so legendary either. At one time, its health, basically, it was just a health pool. It didn't have any special buffs to its health. And so you just pumped it full of health like you would a Bronto or anything else, and try and soak as many bullets as you could. Now Stegos have a slight advantage when soaking bullets. So before we get too into the Stego though, let's back up and talk about the basic stats of a Stego and what's important about a Stego. The most important thing about a Stego is its health. It's the only stat that honestly matters. Everything else is kind of secondary. Well, that is really problematic for the aberrant Stego, only having 624 health. To the standard Stego of having 650. Melee is not a big deal on Stegos because you're not going to be taking these Stegos into confrontations where you're going to be swinging its tail trying to fight off an enemy. That's a Rex's job. Tech Stegos are exactly like a regular Stego, being exactly at 650 health base. But when they go ahead and have additional levels, they can also sometimes apply those points extra to the stats you need, which is health. So getting a good health roll on a Stego can make a really good Stego, bringing up the health very, very high. The base level of Stego can only reach a couple thousand, but a really high level Stego can get up to where about 70,000 health, which is a much bigger deal. Why is that health pool such a big deal? That's because the Stego actually takes reduced damage when receiving gunfire of any type. When you shoot it in the head, it takes increased damage, and shooting it in the body gives the base damage, but if you shoot it in the spines, it takes even less damage. Well, the Bronto or another dino with a lot of health takes up a lot of damage. They absorb much more, and therefore having a Stego with a good health stat can really allow you to take a lot more bullets. Also, the Bronto is much larger and can't be carried by any dinos, while a Stego can be carried by a dragon and hauled over to the battle zone and dropped in for its turret soaking job. Tack on a good saddle to a Stego, which is much cheaper than a Bronto saddle, and then go ahead and maybe even get a mate boosted or imprint, and next thing you know, your damage that you're receiving is minuscule and the Stego can absorb damage all day. It also helps to add that the Stego you cannot be shot off of. That means no snipers or auto turrets are going to take you off that mount. You can run right up to their walls, provided you don't have something like C4 attached to it or get hit by a rocket. And as long as there's no explosions to take you off, or a bird to rip you off that mount, you can run right up and not have to worry about getting cut down. As long as you pump a little bit of movement speed, you can actually freehand a Stego. Freehand taming a Stego isn't really too hard. However, if you're not ready for it, they can mess you up pretty well. Make sure you're packing the right gear in this case. You want to aim for the highest level Stego that you can find. Definitely probably a Tech Stego if you can get it, as the Tech Stego has basically made all other Stegos obsolete, but anyone with a high point stat is still a valuable Stego, especially if it has a higher stat than any of the others. So tame anyone that you can find that you believe might get a good health roll. Once you've knocked them down, make sure that you're going ahead and feeding them Sarco egg kibble. That's their main kibble. Anything else isn't really going to be very beneficial to a Stego, unless of course you're on excessively high rates, and then you can go ahead and try vegetables next, then metro berries, and then berries. As always though, kibble's going to give you the best opportunity to get the most levels. Last but certainly not least, now that you can ride your Stego to battle, you can also abuse the method of how auto turrets fight. Auto turrets aim for the exact same spot every single time, so basically you can go ahead and angle the Stego just properly where it would not hit the head or the main body of the Stego and only hit the spines. Then you'll have to play with it a little bit. It's not going to aim for the head, it'll always aim for the shoulder of the dino, it seems. And aiming for that shoulder, you can go ahead and move just a little more, and next thing you know, it's hitting the spines, or the hard point basically of the Stego. And once you tack on mate boosting, a real good saddle, and an imprint, you're basically taking no damage. Slap and Veggie for good measure to heal, and you can sit there and drain turrets all day. That is provided without player intervention. Well, alright guys, that is all I've got for the Stego in 2018. Did I miss anything? If I did, drop it in the comments down there below. We'd be happy to have all that information down there. That way anybody who's wanting to know anything about the Stego, they can find that down there and in the video itself. If you did like this video, hit that like button. Let me know I'm doing a good job. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you're part of the PC Master Race and you want to come join us on November 6th, we are going to have a modded server up and running for Extinction. We would love to have you come join us. Rates are going to be 4 times collection, 3 times taming, and S Plus is going to be in the server. So come join us. We'd love to have you. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. You all take care. Don't forget to tell your friends about me, and I'll catch you next time.